You're now listening to Blue London.
Hello, hello, Bloop fam. You are tuned into Bloop London Radio, and it is the Urban Soundscapes radio show here with me, Redfreya, and a very exciting guest today, Samantha Loveridge.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
We're super lucky to be catching up with you today because you are a busy girl. You were just in Vienna this weekend.
I was.
And jet set DJ life.
Yes, it's been a very busy couple of months. My first EU tour. It's been tiring in the best way possible and a fantastic experience.
We love those tiring stuff. It's like our favorite. All right. Well, I'm really honored to have you here on the show today. For anyone who doesn't know Samantha already, she is a really interesting DJ producer who you've released on several really exciting record labels, including Get Physical, Innovisions, amongst others. To start off with, do you want to just introduce yourself to our fans? Anyone who isn't familiar with you, like who is Samantha Loveridge?
Well, you said my name. You've introduced me, so I don't need to say that.
Who are you?
Who am I? What a deep question. We won't get into the deep side of it. In terms of the music side, originally from the UK here, as everyone can probably tell from the accent, Oxford, just north of where we are now. Grew up there, lived there for 21 years of my life, and then moved to Manchester for university. Loved it there, stayed there, and then moved to Sydney for a better quality of life. And I've been there now for about 5 years in total. Out there, I'm tennis coaching full time and making music, DJing, and managing 2 music labels. Inward Records on behalf of Pippi Sies and Tortuga Tribes on behalf of Sparrow and Barbosa.
So I feel like you are handling so much. I mean, it's amazing, like your journey with production as well. Like you've released on some absolutely stellar top tier labels, and like, you know, really, really big congrats for that.
Thank you.
Obviously you've had a long journey through music, and, you know, we'll talk about all of that. But let's start out with how you got into music, you know, in the early days, in your childhood, your family. Obviously, you mentioned to me before the show that you grew up in the Romani Gypsy community. That's like your family heritage.
Yeah. So my culture and background is I'm half Romani Gypsy. That's on my dad's side.
Yeah.
People might be a lot more familiar with that these days off the back of My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding and Tyson Fury, kind of bringing it into the mainstream.
I'm super curious about the music in that culture, though, because I feel like it's known for being quite a musical place.
Music is a huge part, you know, whether you're Irish or Romani Gypsy, music is a huge part. They're also known for their singers. I myself have been dragged up to sing in front of lots of people. I can't hold a tune to save my life, unlike Freya next to me. But they would give me money to get up and sing, and your gal likes money, so I would get up and do it. But there is a heavy influence of music throughout our culture for sure. It's mostly country and western, and older kind of folk music. So Barbra Streisand, Dolly Parton, Elvis Presley. And also with the country theme, country and western kind of films is kind of the stuff that we would watch on the TV. My mum was very big on music. She wasn't a DJ or producer or anything herself, but it played a big part. She was a huge music enthusiast. So I have fond memories of growing up with her singing around and, you know, doing mum and daughter things. And I suppose from there, I was always interested in different musical influences because country, you know, it has different instruments and different sounds. So that's how I first become exposed to it. And then the older I got, the more interested I became in it. Back in the day, it was CDs and iPods in my time. And my friends would always be like, oh, hey, can you make me a CD or update my iPod?
You were burning the CDs from your
LimeWire, yeah, LimeWire those days. Don't tell anyone. And my friend, one in particular, who's still one of my best friends to this day, always said to me, you should do something with music. And I was young. I thought it was, you know, you had to be a singer or play an instrument, be in an orchestra or something like that. So I wasn't, you know, sure what I could do. Then when I moved to Manchester, I got exposed to the world of house parties.
Mm-hmm.
And I rocked up to this house party, my first one, and there was a guy on this plastic thing with these buttons and these knobs, and he was selecting the music and making people dance. And I said, I want to do that. So I brought a controller, got on YouTube, taught myself, and just started practicing in my bedroom, being a bedroom DJ. My friends were my biggest hype crew. This was just as social media was just starting to break out, actually. So
a bit of a different landscape back then than it is these days.
I think maybe we're talking now 10 or 11 years ago, something like that.
And what kind of music? I mean, I'm interested. Obviously, you had this background in country and Western music, and then now you're obviously really deep in the house scene, deep house, melodic, Afro house, etc. What was the kind of music that you were listening to when you were in Manchester in the house party, for example? How was the club culture there? What drew you into the place that you're in now in the house scene? What kind of experiences were you having?
Good question. The experiences I was having then, and I'm going to name drop some here for you London crew, so you're probably going to know, kind of Mark Radford, X5, dubs, shuffle house music, if I were to say. It was kind of that deep house with that Amin edge and dance, like donk on the bass.
Classic
Yeah,
vibes.
and the shuffle videos were huge at the time. So it started off with that, and then it transitioned into tech house.
But like, what kind of tech house? Like sophisticated tech house, or there's a lot of genres.
It
It was like a big time of groovy tech house, kind of like in the mid 2010s.
I kind of started with the Hot Since 82 knee deep in sound stuff, but then it transitioned and became more popular to have an old mixed R&B vocal on the break and then drop back into the track. So there was a lot of that. Elro music. I started getting into the Porsa stuff. And I have to choose my words careful here. I just became a little bored of it. It was the same repetitive kind of format. And then it all changed one night. Albert Hall, I think it was 2011. I went to see Dixon back-to-back Arm all night long.
Wow.
And everything just changed for me. And from that moment on, I was kind of like, if it's not giving me goosebumps, I'm not really going to go.
It was the emotion, I guess.
I found myself at a stage where I'd rather be making and practicing my craft rather than going out and listening to stuff that wasn't really doing it for me anymore. And that night changed my life, really. And that's how I started coming more involved in the melodic Afro stuff. That was at the time where kind of Yotta Mavni and Trick was starting to release on the earlier Secret Weapon stuff. So it was like melodic Afro war drummy stuff.
Very driving, deep music,
and those influences from other countries, the djembes, etc. And and then I just got more into it, and then it became predominantly Afro house. And still very much there's a lot of Afro house in my stuff, but it's now starting to become the more melodic house / indie dance / Afro house. I think Afro will always run through everything I do.
And I mean, it makes sense also to always be kind of evolving as a producer.
For sure.
Because you're constantly, like, you're working in Ableton, but you're making, new sounds all the time. So, you're and also as you're on your journey, kind of learning it from a beginner to an advanced practitioner of it. But how amazing is it that you've now released on the Secret Weapons compilation? Like, that night changed your life. It changed your direction as an artist. And now...
Unreal.
It's like I got tingles. It's like it's
it's
very full circle.
If you got tingles, think about what I got. It was unreal. That night changed my life as a music producer / DJ and also consumer and party goer. And I was like, one day I want to release on that label, and finally it happened. And I'm very grateful to the people in the process that made that happen. My mentor, David, up in Manchester, who's a producer and DJ, Photon as himself, and Jimmy Jules for passing the track along, and Dixon, aka Stefan, and making the track happen. And a huge bucket list goal. Innovisions is the holy grail for me.
Yeah, and I think it's quite nice that you mentioned that there was like quite a lot of people involved. It really does take a team. It's not just you as the artist, and then like it's in the music industry. It's a community. There's a fabric of the community, and it's people kind of supporting you and mentoring you and encouraging you onwards. And having those roles in your journey?
For sure, there's lots of moving parts, and the people that you have around you are really important, whether it's people being technical and hands-on with your music as an audio engineer or executive producer, or it's your friends coming to your gigs and filming your content. It's all very important.
But like even before this huge Innovisions release, which is The Pusher, that's the name of the track, right? Yeah. So before this one, you've obviously had this track with a remix of Losing My Religion. That's how I first came across you as well. Obviously, I heard this track and that track was being absolutely rinsed by Black Coffee kind of music, lots of huge artists. But your production journey started quite a bit before this. Like you started like a few years before, you had some releases. I know you said that once you were DJing, you realized that production was really important and that you wanted to learn to do that, and you started learning it. But like, let's talk about how that journey's been for you. Yeah, how's it been? I know that you took a little bit of a break in the middle, also because you were finding it a bit of like a mental headspace, which I can completely relate to, and I think a lot of producers can probably relate to it. And I think it's quite nice to have to talk about it publicly, because on social media, all we ever see is like the finished track and the reels from the studio of like, guys, here's how I made this track, and it looks like it was made in 30 seconds, but it was not.
It was definitely not. I actually had to do one of those videos, and I was like, this is very deceiving, because it was not a simple case of just boom, 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 boom. It took you an hour to find the kick. It took an hour to find.
It's just finding the right kick, and then it's like, how did you layer the kicks, and then how did you refine the grooves, and it's like
and then how did you keep them interesting?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, making music for me is mentally draining, and I'm still on that journey, and it's a whole thing.
But I mean, would you say it's gotten easier now? Like now, this is the first year you are making it. Like,
absolutely. It gets easier over time because you're constantly putting in the time. Like, I feel like there are people that can go into a studio who are naturally gifted and create a patch and play the notes and then sing it in and just can do that. And that's fantastic. And I'm in awe of those people. I'm definitely not one of them. I have a good ear, thankfully, which works in my favor. I'm just chucking stuff together until something fits and feels good to my ears. I've definitely picked up tools, tips and techniques along the way which have made things easier, especially along the technical side of things. But there are still things I miss out, and I have a group of people around me that I share my stuff with, and they pick up on it, and then I go back and work on it. In answer to your question, yes, Losing My Religion was the track that half the world got to know me about.
It's a huge track. I mean, again, it's like another moment of like, wow.
I speak about it in past tense because it feels like a lifetime ago, but it is still to this day the gift that keeps on giving. I feel like some of those lyrics might be written on my headstone. It's not one I'm going to live down, but at the same time, I don't want it to. It was a career-changing moment for me, and I did something ahead of its time that I didn't realise I was doing. It was a happy accident. We love a happy accident. It was a happy accident. I didn't make the track with the intention of all these results. It was just the universe doing its thing.
And that track was released on Get Physical.
It was, yeah. We resung the vocal by a guy called Tree Talk out in America.
Yeah. And how was it for you? Like, you made the track, obviously you must have been happy about it, you're working on it, and then you found out that like Black Coffee's playing it, kind of music I play. Like, how was that experience for you, knowing that the music you had made, also knowing how much you'd even like struggled learning to become a producer? It'd not been, it would have been a mental battle for you. Oh,
it was just like a heavens had opened moment, and it was actually Samantha that was responsible for that moment.
Samantha's here in the studio with us.
Yes, I turned around and pointed there, yeah. I sent the track out on promo. The intention was only to ever release it as a free download. I didn't know how this stuff worked or what could be done. Samantha played it. Blue Marlin.
I saw the video of this.
Yeah.
I messaged Samantha.
Yeah.
When this happened, I messaged Samantha and I was like, what track is this?
Yeah, there we go.
Give me the track.
And Black Coffee was there, or another, saw it on something like that. And then anyway, Samantha's friend, thank you friend again, publicly, heard Black Coffee at that time running the a cappella over Kai Music's Mouye. And Samantha's friend sent it to Samantha and said, is this the track that you played? And then Samantha sent it to me saying, is this it? And I was like, no, but that's similar. Convenient. Yeah. So I searched the heavens and earth to try and find a way to get my version to Black Coffee. his manager gave me the email straight away. It was amazing. Thank you. I sent the track to Black Coffee's guy. He has a guy that filters through and then passes on. And I said, look, he's been playing this. I just saw it as a sign, wanted to send this across. And then next thing I know, Samantha sends me another video and said, no, but this is the one, isn't it?
This is your track. Yeah.
And I think I sent the track in June. Did you play it, Ibiza? June? I sent the track then, and then I got the video in August.
Wow.
And that was because Tamanti was there and knew it was mine. He'd been playing it before that. And once I posted that video, it created a snowball effect, and I started getting videos from all over the world. It was... He really loved the track, and it just took off, and my inbox was overflowing. It was very overwhelming, but in the best way possible. And then I was trying to get the track released. I couldn't. I was like, oh, I really hope I can, because this could be the one. Then other people started asking for the track, Rufus Du Sol, Mind Against, etc. And then a guy who heard one of my mixes on SoundCloud, he reached out and said, hey, I love your music. It was around the same time Rockin' Moroccan just released You've Got the Love. And he tagged some people that he thanked. This guy that I'd never met before, he reached out to one of the guys and said, hey, my friend's got this track. They said, send it here. I sent it, and they signed it, and I sent it with all the support videos. At this time, Kai Music had played it. Like it was just everywhere.
And was this to get the guys that Get Physical, the team?
Yeah,
That's who
I
you
sent
it
them the
across to?
videos
Yeah.
and the track, and they said, hey, we love it. We want to get the vocal resung. They already had this guy, Tree Talk, that had already done REM covers before, and he was just perfect. I think I asked for a few different changes. He got them back to me in an instant. It was just so easy.
Yeah.
And he was fantastic. And then we released the song finally, and it was a very sought after song and did amazing things globally. And yeah, eternally grateful for it. And going back to your question, it was an incredible feeling, and still to this day blows my mind that it actually happened, because to try and repeat that success and have things like that happen to you, it's like incredible.
Yeah. And in some ways, it's almost like this stuff happens so randomly. Like it's such a random chain of events. It's almost like you can't engineer this. You know, you just have to, you focus on the creativity, you focus on making the music that is inspiring you. But then a lot of random stuff happen in the chain of like one person playing the song, and then it ends up in the hands of another person.
It's the universe. It's timing. It's the universe doing its thing. Like the universe has our journeys mapped out. We don't know which way it's going to go, left, right, front or center. And this was just one of the timing things for me. I had some stuff going on personally, and this was just the universe just giving me a little nudge in the right direction.
And on the DJ front, obviously you're currently on a European tour. You've been quite busy. You're based out in Australia, but you're just over in Europe at the moment. I mean, how are you finding that? Are you experienced at doing this? Is this quite new for you to be touring internationally every weekend, or how's that going?
That's new. Yeah, like playing this frequently right now is new. I used to play now and again out here in the UK, but playing this often every weekend is definitely new.
And a lot of flights, I guess, as well, and the travel.
And in different countries, definitely new. Like I've played in America, I've played at the Burn, and I've played in Morocco and Ibiza, but like this frequently in other countries, this is totally new. It's an experience. Flying at the minute is awful.
Yeah.
Especially these kind of short international flights. Like, that's not fun. But going to these different countries and connecting with different people, and experiencing these different like nighttime environments and different environments, and like the kind of styles that they're into, and trying to adapt and still keep to your own style. It's a exciting challenge, and I think all part of my DJ character building at the moment, hopefully for more tours to come.
Yeah, and it must be very rewarding on the moments when you get to play your own tracks, like the Pusher or any any IDs that you're working on at the moment, and you get to play them. That must be quite a good feeling to play in like new cities and
For
play your
sure.
music, see people react to it.
Yeah, and at Vienna at the weekend, I tested some new music I've been working on that's a little bit more on the heavier side. They like it fast and hard in Vienna, so it was the perfect time, and that was a really nice feeling as well, to be able to play stuff that kind of matched the stuff that I would play, but still be appealing to them, and also stuff they've never heard of. So yeah, we like unreleased bits.
And what's your plans for the rest of the year then? What's coming next? I mean, obviously you're doing studio sessions, you're working on your music. What can we expect from you?
So reflecting and taking everything in from this tour for sure when I get back to Sydney. My number one goal on a personal level is just to settle back in, get back on my health and fitness, and get my well-being in a good place, which then will help me in the studio, because if my well-being's not in a good place and my mind's not in a good place, I'm terrible at creating.
Yeah.
And then I have some exciting gigs coming up with Novel, a brand out there that do huge parties. One I can't say too much at the minute, but it's probably going to be the biggest gig of my career in December, and I'm already nervous about it, but so can't wait. I'm doing a night for them in Melbourne before that. I have a gig with Reeve at Tiva Lounge in Sydney. It's like a bougie club, European vibes, love their afro, so that's always good fun. I'm playing for the fan club. They're bringing Adam 10.
That would be nice. Is that with Olive?
Yeah, Olive's party, yeah.
Sick.
So we've got that in October. I have a pool party at the Ivy with Return to Rio alongside their festival that they're doing in November. So that's going to be pretty epic. A couple of other things we're trying to line up date-wise. Some other stuff that I can't say because obviously it's not fully locked in yet. I don't want to jinx it.
Basically, subscribe to her resident advisor. Subscribe for follow for more. Get the info.
Some cool stuff coming up gig-wise.
Yeah.
Some cool mixes that I want to get out there. And release-wise, in all honesty, having a bit of a battle with labels at the minute. The release schedules come to a little bit of a halt, but I have some exciting things kind of happening in the background that we're just trying to get over the line, and I just want to get back in front of Ableton and enjoying making music and kind of working on the next move.
Yeah, just get back into your flow and like making more stuff, because I mean I think anybody who's in the music industry knows, any producers would know that like the time scales with releasing music with labels can easily be upwards of 12 months. Very,
for sure.
very
yeah.
easily. Even sometimes 18 months, etc. is normal.
Literally, you're spot on with the timings there. Yeah, stuff that you're hearing now I made 12, 18 months ago.
So it's an eternal struggle, but I think the key thing is to keep making the music, right? Just keep
creating and keep trying to enjoy it. That's
Well, it sounds like so much is happening out in Australia. So I'm sure we'll have a few Australian fans tune into the show, listening as well. So keep tabs on what she's up to. I might be out there at some point later, so maybe I'll
I hear
pop into one of your gigs. But we've got about half an hour left of the show now, so I'd love to jump into some music for the next half hour. We're so lucky to have you here with us in London today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no,
Studio's so cool.
So nice to meet you. This is the first time we've met in person today.
It is.
So it's so nice. But thanks for being here, and get locked for the next hour, guys, and follow Samantha. Do you want to just drop what's your Insta? Samantha Loveridge. Yeah.
So Samantha Loveridge pretty much on everything.
Follow Samantha Loveridge, SoundCloud, everything, and check her out. She is amazing. All right, get locked for the next hour, guys.
Loop, London, 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 London.
reggae. Balangume. Abole dunia jana. Tete hip hop. Hip hop bole dunia jana. Arane da yila. Balangume. Sanga me wanu to wanu lumeta terena. Kai.
One of those nights I was feeling kind of lethargic and I knew I shouldn't have went to that place at all. Whatever was in my mind, my body pushed those thoughts aside because it just wanted to dance. It just wanted to fly. Went to that. Went to that. Went to that. Went to that. This was a funk decision. I even had premonitions of me floating around the room, passing flowers to all the boys and girls. Those roses and daisies and tulips and paisley skies. Was it that time to trip? Or was I just high on the sounds of the speaker that was coming out the wall? Or was this just another dream? Am I even here at all? I see faces in the crowd and it seems like they're looking through my soul. Like I'm this invisible man who's trying to become whole, but scream to the top of my lungs, but no one seems to hear me. Maybe the music was just too loud, or maybe they just fear me.
yo, cho cho cho, sinane me ene kamene o.
are listening to Samantha Loveridge live in the mix at Blue London.